Okay, so I'm here today with the very underrated and very super talented Katie Parker. You might know her from Absentia. I think she was in Oculus,
Hmm.
House of Usher, and you were in Horn of Hill House and Bly Manor as well, wasn't you?
Yeah. Hmm.
Amazing. Yeah, she's a normal collaborator of Mike Flanagan, who is one of my favorite directors. And I'm super honored that she's actually just here squeezing some time to talk to little old me, just to have a chat and talk and interview. And honestly, Katie, I got to say that this is a massive honor for me. And it's amazing that we've got time to just chat and talk. And it's very surreal for me. So thank you so much.
Likewise, Reese, it's always a beautiful thing to connect with people when work resonates and stories connect us. And the pleasure is mine. I'm really happy to meet you.
Yeah, I'm very honestly, I'm very happy to meet you. And not only that, it's just nice to know that there are people out there in Hollywood who actually care for other indie small filmmakers
Oh,
and
yeah.
want all, oh, we're too important for those peasants. So it's nice to know that that you've taken the time just to chat to me because, I'm just there right now, hopefully to get there. So it means a
Yeah.
lot. So first of all, I just want to say, so first of all, I know I saw you in Oculus, which was sort of the first film you was in, but obviously I watched Absentia afterwards, so I was a bit late in the game.
Mm.
So the first question I want to ask you is, how did you manage to meet Mike Flanagan, or how long have you known him before you did Absentia, and how long did that process begin when you started that film?
So I met Mike before he was Mike Flanagan, this force in the culture of horror. To me, he is just my regular friend. He was one of my first new friends when I moved to LA. I moved to Los Angeles October 2nd, 2008, and I met him that December, maybe January
Wow.
2009. And I met him because I had understudied at a theater company in Virginia and met a woman named Courtney Bell. I was her understudy, and we became friends. And she and Mike started to date.
Yeah,
They,
because wasn't she pregnant with his actual baby in the film?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They were together, and they have a son together, who I think is like 14 now, which is
yeah.
wild. Yeah,
As I say, a
wow.
long time ago. But he's with Katie Seagal now, isn't he? Is that her
Kate
name?
Siegel.
Yeah,
Kate,
she's an
yeah, yeah,
amazing actress. She is absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
So talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were just friends, and I would just hang out with Mike and Courtney because I didn't know anyone in LA, and he is such a warm, curious, funny, loving person,
That's what
So
I've always loved about him because I have seen
mm,
reviews and he just looks such like a genuine guy.
yeah.
And that's why I think it'd be such an honor just to talk to him because I know that he supports indie filmmaking as well. And I myself am an indie filmmaker and I'm still trying to push through the door at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's that's what I loved about him. Because I remember he did an interview with someone. I can't remember who because he's done a lot of interviews, and I
Yeah.
swear he said something like he would prefer watching a film that was made on a shoestring budget than go and see a Marvel movie. Because he would go and support that indie film, and that's when I just thought, wow, this man is just such a kind-hearted human being, and we need more directors like that and more people like that and filmmakers like that because by the way, it's my 20th anniversary of making films this year, and
Ah, cool.
so thank you. And I know the struggles of it, and so the fact that he was being so supportive about it was like, oh, I wonder if he'd like to know how my story's been as well. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, and he is an indie filmmaker, To answer your question, we made Absentia in his apartment, and we crowdfunded it on Kickstarter.
yeah,
And that sort of began this like snowball effect for him that happened pretty quickly. Um, but I think Mike is an amazing example of what can happen for someone uh, by just engineering your own work, and then also luck and destiny and of course talent and hard work, but it's that like perfect snowball.
Yeah.
um, and he obviously is an amazing storyteller.
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, that's all Hollywood is indie filmmakers, and then you get a break, and sometimes you have the momentum and it continues forward, and sometimes you don't. And
Mm.
but the work is the same, I think, whether you're on a big studio movie or you're making a movie in somebody's apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing I really, really want to talk to you about, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad I'm actually going to talk to you about this. So you was in Doctor Sleep, and
Mm.
just so you know, Doctor Sleep, I absolutely, absolutely, I'm a huge horror fan, by the way, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So Doctor Sleep was honestly an incredible movie. I'm so glad
Mm.
Mike took in charge to direct that film. They wouldn't have picked anyone else better. And
Mm.
but the question I want to ask, because funny thing, The Shining is actually my favorite movie of all time.
Mm.
Doctor Sleep, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes, and I was so happy with it. So
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, because you played the True Knot, and so
Mhm.
obviously you guys you were like the Mike Flanagan group. You had his brother, there was you, there was a few others there. But how did it feel to know that you had Rebecca Ferguson as your leader, who's this incredible, huge Hollywood actress, and
Yeah.
also the fact that Ewan McGregor was taking over the role? What was your thoughts about stepping into that film? Because did you think, oh, we've got big shoes to fill because we're following a Kubrick film? Or did you
Mm.
kind of go into it like a normal Flanagan movie in like you've been before?
Yeah, that with the acknowledgement of, okay, this is huge. It's just extraordinary. And I think just having the eye I've gotten to have of witnessing a friend's career explode from being in his apartment to being in a Warner Brothers movie is like, it's just so surreal. But I don't get very starstruck by actors. I don't know why. I like, I guess there is sort of like that weird kind of like, oh my gosh, we're in like the metaverse of like, I used to watch you on television and now you're right here.
Yeah.
But there's like a little bit of like that. But I don't pedestal people. I really look at people's character. And both Rebecca and Ewan have great character and great work ethic and are pretty normal human beings, considering the circumstances
Yeah.
they are in. But Rebecca is really like an actor's actor. She's like all about the work and cares deeply about the scenes and the character and where she's coming from. And um, God, I'll never forget the scene when the True Knot is around that poor little boy that they grab, the
Ooh.
baseball boy, and they torture
Yeah.
him to get the
That
his
was
ear.
really
That
hard, man. That just
ooh,
watch. That was the hardest scene. And even Stephen King was a bit rough about it. But then Mike was like, yeah, but didn't you write that in your own book?
totally. Yeah, I was like, this is like the tame version. But I mean, Jacob Tremblay played the part of the baseball boy that we
Yeah,
kidnapped,
really good
and
stuff.
I will never forget watch when Mike called action. It was the first take, and Jacob was like a little guy and like prepping, and then he was like, "Okay, I'm ready." And we went into the scene, and Rebecca's hands started shaking. She had this knife that she's supposed to slit him open with, and he was so authentic in the scene that everyone was like, "Oh shit, this is like," everyone was like breaking because he was just so truthful. I mean, he's been nominated for an Oscar, and it makes sense why. I was like, "Damn, he's good." But even the great Rebecca Ferguson was like, "Oh, come on, like this is fuck this." Like,
That's
oh god,
great. That was
yeah, yeah.
great. Johnny, you're going to hear a very funny story from me.
Mm,
So Doctor Sleep, I actually read the book as soon as it came out in
yeah,
2013, and it was my dream to make that film because I
really.
love The Shining so much. So funny enough, I wrote a draft of Doctor Sleep, and I've still got it. And honestly, I could honestly show it to you or Mike or whoever because I'm not going to say a word of a lie here. 80% of what he done in his final result was what I could have done for Doctor Sleep.
Oh,
How
wow.
the story concept was executed. And I came out the cinema going, that is exactly almost how I would have done it as well. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I was actually going to follow the Kubrick film. The hotel was still going to be there. I
Yeah.
even thought, oh, the final battle should be in the hotel and all
Yeah.
this sort of thing. And yeah, and so it was quite bizarre that I was watching that and going, oh, that's what I was going to do. That's really interesting. So I
Yeah.
remember as well going back to my draft, looking through it, going, yeah, it's there. And me being the naive young teenager I was, because this was way before the film was even made, I wrote my script and I just sent it to Warner Brothers and went, I'll direct Doctor Sleep. Here's my script. And I never heard anything back because
Classic,
obviously
but
I was just
still.
a teenager, an
Yeah.
unknown, writing a script going, right, I've done it. And then I just sent it off.
Sent it off.
And then, yeah, and then when I heard it was getting made, I was like, oh, so I guess I'm not going to get hired for that, but it's fine. And then it happened, and then I applauded it. So honestly, it in a way you could say that sort of my vision did happen, and so that's why I was really glad that Mike had done that. And so it was like we had the same sort of mindset of what we wanted the film to be. Obviously, there's a few things that he done that obviously I wouldn't have done. But I'm not going to go into so much of a list because otherwise we'll be here till all day. But honestly, it's and I can honestly show you if I find that script and I was to send it to you, you would probably look and go, "Oh my goodness, it's actually there." So yeah, it was really funny that had happened. So, but it was really funny and good.
There is like I don't know what it's called, but it's some sort of phenomena where like themes are in the universe and writers kind of have the same ideas and themes at the same time.
Yeah.
It's called something. I feel like it starts with a Z.
Deja vu in some cases.
Or deja vu, or I don't know, but there is like a weird phenomena that happens. So yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still happy to send it over to you just in case if you ever want to check it out. If the Rhys Madigan version of Doctor Sleep was to exist, this probably would have been it.
Rhys Madigan, Mike Flanagan. Which one? We don't know.
Yeah, which one could have, what could have been, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so but that was amazing anyway that you were in part of that massive sequel. So next I want to talk about is Next Exit, which was a very underrated gem that you made. Funny enough, when I saw the trailer, because of the actors, you and everybody else, I was like, oh, is this another Mike Flanagan film? But then it turns out it wasn't. And I was like, oh, and then I was really intrigued with it. And I tell you what, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was such a beautiful film. You were absolutely fantastic. I mean, you're so underrated. You really are. I mean, you really are, honestly. You're so underrated. And, you gave out such an amazing performance and I loved it. And I just want to ask, like, because you obviously played a part in the production side of this film, did you, or not?
I mean, not on paper in the way that like Molly Elfman is a very dear friend of mine, and I had read different drafts of this script and had known of the script for a while, but no, like not. I did not produce or anything.
Okay.
I knew previously so Rose McIver is a very good friend of mine, and she was the lead of the show iZombie, and Rahul was on iZombie with her. So I had known him in passing for years.
He's another underrated gem actor.
God, he's so talented. Like
he's so funny as well. He's so funny. Honestly, I watch him on Instagram and he makes me laugh all the time. He's super, man. Honestly, I'd love to work with him as well. If I ever got the chance, I would seriously, I'd pluck him from the feathers and say, right, he's on my list, definitely.
Yeah, he should be on everyone's list. He's great. But so I had known Rahul, and then Molly, I think, kind of wrote Next Exit with Rahul in mind for Teddy, the character he played. And Molly and Mike are also friends. We all go like way back with each other, and I think Mike facilitated maybe Rahul working in Next Exit, or he was like, oh, you should work with Molly. Like, she's a friend of mine. It'll be a good experience. Katie's doing it. And so that's how that all came together.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. But thank you. I love that movie. We shot it during COVID. Like we were
Mm.
coming out of COVID. It was like, when did we shoot that? Like January, February, March of 2021. And we all had to pod together, cast and crew, and it was just great. We shot it on the road, um, and I got to play somebody who's like really rough around the edges, who quite like reading her on the page. I was like, I don't know where she's coming from. You know, I had like so many questions to her, but that made it really exciting to
Yeah.
dig in and find my way into her, to Rose.
Yeah, no, it was honestly such. I loved it. I really like. I thought, like I said, so underrated, and I think a lot of people should definitely check it out. I've even, when it came out, I even put it out on social media. It was like, people need to watch this movie.
Mm.
I don't know if they listened, but if they didn't, then they're totally
Yeah.
missing out. Then how dare they?
Yeah.
Because honest, I loved it, and like I said, you were just absolutely mesmerizing. So well done.
Thanks.
No, honestly, I really mean that. Honestly, I mean everything you have done is brilliant, but like that Next Exit and the Fall of House of Usher, your
Mm.
performances right up there. So well done,
Right.
honestly,
Thanks.
absolutely fine. Um, and I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should ask you. But oh yeah, okay, here's an interesting question. So out of all the stuff you've done, whether it's with Mike or not with Mike or anything you've ever done, what
Yeah.
would you say is your most personal favorite film or series or anything you've done on your career?
I really loved playing Poppy Hill in The Haunting of Hill House. And The Haunting of Hill House is my
Mm,
favorite piece of work that Mike has made.
mm.
Um,
It was
I,
very good.
I just think it's like a brilliant show.
Mm.
Like, I
Oh,
just,
it is. It was
I,
absolutely. I mean, when it came out, I remember
yeah,
everybody was watching it, and
yeah,
it was just phenomenal and like scary. I mean, my favorite episode of that is the one shot episode.
yeah,
Like that episode is just a masterpiece, and how they managed to shoot
yeah.
that in the one shot, and they swapped the actors from the child to the adult. So, like, my God, like it's just like amazing piece of filmmaking. Absolutely loved it. So I think
Mm.
it was great, and yeah. But I mean, like I said, my favorite things that you've done definitely. So Next Exit definitely there. The Fall of House of Usher, Horn of Hill House definitely, but also, I mean, Oculus as well. I mean, that is such an underrated piece of film as well. I mean, it's just brilliant. And that was the first film that I followed from my career and everything. And then
Yeah.
obviously when I read about who the cast was, I found you and everything. I was like, oh wow. Um, but I honestly, I feel very happy to be connected with you. Like when you sent me that first message on Instagram, I was like, oh my God, she's actually replied. And
Yeah.
my wife is a huge fan of yours as well. She loves
Oh,
Adventure. She absolutely loves it.
oh.
She says that's actually her favorite Mike Flanagan film. And
Mm.
she said as well that she thinks you're brilliant as well and everything. And so when I told her I was talking to you, she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So she's really happy. And she sends her love to you.
Oh. What's her name?
Her name's Karen.
Hi, Karen.
She's not here, but I'll send her the.
Okay.
But she
Cool.
sends her love, and also she said that it's amazing that you've actually spent like that you're spending time to just chat with me is just shows that you've got a huge heart, and it's amazing that we can do that. Like you can connect. So she says thank you, and I'm saying thank you as well.
You're welcome.
Honestly,
You're welcome.
but yeah, I mean, hopefully, who knows in the future, maybe we'll get to work together at some point.
I would love it. I would love that.
Yeah, same. I mean, absolutely. I mean, like, I mean, if you've seen my work, just so you know, my work involves. So I do a lot of. So I have done horrors, but I also do a lot of dark comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and I also do a lot of. I've done a few dramas now and again. So, in fact, just recently, before I spoke to you earlier today, I've just released a teaser trailer of my next indie feature,
Oh,
uh,
great.
and because it's my 20th anniversary film, it's the storyline is a very bizarre one. It's the most bizarre film I've ever written in my life. um,
Why? Why is that?
okay, I'll give you the hints. I'll give you the hints. So, right. So the film is set after COVID,
Mm.
and I believe since after COVID, we've become, not everyone, but a lot of us have become very negative. And
Mm.
lately we've been too sensitive. You know, we
Mm.
can't say anything, we can't joke about anything. You can't laugh at anything. You can't even walk down the street without someone getting offended. It's really getting to a point now where, all right, I'm not saying it's wrong for people to get offended, but it's what they get offended over now. It's like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, oh, I don't know. You say the joke about what, why did the chicken cross the road? Now you can't say because it's offensive to chickens. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's gone to that point now where you can't. So that's where the film is set. And so basically, this film is sort of like my middle finger to all the negative people out there who've got to learn to take a joke. So the
Yeah.
storyline is, so I play a character called Nathan, who has the most miserable life anyone could ever imagine. Right. So he works on a computer and just types non-end. He just types. That's all he does.
Mm.
He has to look after his nan, who has dementia, but she has an apple juice obsession.
Cool.
And he has one best friend who just likes to talk about sex
Constantly.
constantly. So
Yeah.
basically, he'll meet him at the pub and he'll go, "Ooh, last night I was with this woman," and blah, 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 and I'm just like, "Oh my god, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this." Like it's just yeah. So, but that was actually based on a true story. When my older brother was single,
Mm.
it was like, I mean, have you ever watched Two and a Half Men with Charlie Sheen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
was
that.
it was
Yeah.
like that. He
Yeah.
was basically Charlie Sheen. I come
Yeah.
home and there was a different woman every day, and then he would just tell me, and I'd be like, okay,
Good.
like yeah, I didn't need to know that, and yeah, it was traumatizing. I'm not going to lie. So that
I,
was a horror film in itself, really. Uh, but anyway, to cut a long story short, so that's his life. That's Nathan's life. So one day he decides, I've had enough of this. I don't want this. I need to start doing something different with my life. So what he does is he starts to make a bucket list, but he doesn't know
mm,
what to put on it. So he's thinking. So what can I do? What can I do? 9 years of misery. What can I do that will give me adrenaline and a thrill? And then he comes up with an idea. So do you want to guess what he's going to do?
no, tell me.
He wants to try to commit a murder and get away with it.
Oh, I wouldn't have gone there.
I told you, dark comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's his mission. And the film then takes a very unexpected turn after, and that's all I can say. And if you want to see this film, then all I will say is, if you can, you don't have to, but if you can, the premiere will be on the 2nd of October in London, in Soho. And if
This
you can,
this 2nd of October, the one
yeah,
coming
this
up.
2nd of
Okay.
October this
Okay.
year,
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's my
Cool.
film, because that's my filmmaking anniversary date.
That's my LA anniversary date. So it's special for both of us. Yeah.
Ah, see, we got a connection now. There you go.
Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
so that's the film. So if you want to see what happens, you have to come and check out the premiere. I mean,
Amazing.
obviously, if you can, if you can't, it's totally understandable. But
Yeah.
you are definitely there's an invite there if you can
Thank you.
make it.
I appreciate it. I
Of
love
course.
been a little over a year since I've been, and I miss it.
Oh wow. Well, if you ever come again, then we are definitely meeting up for a coffee. Or
Oh, without
something.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Done.
mean, I mean, I mean, I know I'm going to sound a bit full, but hopefully we can become friends now.
Yeah.
Now we're like talking and like that would honestly be brilliant. I mean, obviously, I don't see you now as this. Actually, I see you now as a person, and
Yeah.
I would love to hang out with you as people.
Aw.
So that would be great. My wife would definitely love that. She would definitely want to meet you. Uh,
Good.
so
Yeah. Cool.
so this is this is great. Like this, I've made a new friend now, so it's great to know that Katie Parker has now become a friend of mine.
A new friend.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
yeah. Was there anything you wanted to ask me, like about my filmmaking, or anything you wanted to ask in general, or?
Yeah, I guess like well, I was going to ask what is really exciting you the most right now with storytelling and filmmaking, but you sort of answered it a little bit with like the dark humor or like that sort of genre of like horror comedy,
Hmm.
which I like that genre too.
Oh, you'll definitely love the bucket then, because it does go dark and it is absolutely stupid. So
Is it?
you'd love it. Proper
Uh,
British humor as well. Proper British humor.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
mean, I grew up with Monty Python and all that
yeah.
stuff, so that became my inspiration a lot. And I don't know if you heard of a British actor who died back in 2014. His name was Rick Mayall.
Yeah.
He was like the
Yes.
ooh
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he to me was the funniest man on the planet, because
Mm.
he did a series called Bottom, and that I grew up with as well, and it's just so stupid. It's funny,
Mm.
and what I love about it as well is it's a comedy that they would never be allowed to make today. That's what makes it even funnier. And that's why people love it, because it's a comedy that you can't get away with now. So that's what makes it more special. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and also hopefully you're not the easy offended type as well when you watch The Bucket, because there is a lot of rude jokes in it. Like, believe me,
Right.
there's a lot of yeah. So,
Cringy, rude
oh
joke.
yeah, oh yeah,
Right.
it's absolutely like yeah, and
Love it.
so hopefully if you do come, you laugh a lot and don't go, oh my god, what the hell was that?
Reese, come on. No, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully you'll make it then. So yeah, that'd be great. And feel free to bring a plus one or anyone along, because the more people, the better. Believe me, the more people, the better. I want this to be a sold out event. Believe me, I need this. Yeah, but obviously, like, if there's anything that you would want me to support on, I am more than happy to help you in any way. If
Oh,
there's
thanks,
any,
Reese.
I mean, also by the way, I'm an editor, so I
Ah,
write, direct, and edit everything. By the way, so if you need
yeah.
anything edited, showreel material, or anything like that, then
Oh, thank you.
bail me and I'll help you out with that.
That's really kind. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, what are
Thanks.
friends for?
What are friends for?
Exactly right.
Reese, I'm gonna have to leave in like 5 minutes to get to another appointment.
Ooh, okay, no worries. Well, do you know what? That's absolutely fine. You've given me your time. Uh,
Okay.
you
Sorry to cut it so short. I was like,
No,
ugh.
no, I totally understand. But do you know what? Like I said, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time now. It's meant a lot to me. It really has, that we've
I'm
just
so
had this
glad.
chat. I hope that we can keep in touch.
Yeah,
I know you said you deleted your Instagram off your phone, so
off my phone. I like once a month I go on to check,
I was going to say, let's hope there's still a way we can communicate with each other. Definitely.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you have my email now.
I do. Yes, no worries. And yeah, so we'll keep in touch. We'll talk. Hopefully, we'll talk again. Hopefully, I can get you on my radio show one day.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
if you're able to stay up one night,
yeah.
we'll try and sort that out. But yeah, that'd be great. I think actually, I am interviewing a Doctor Sleep actress. Who was the girl who played April Annie? She's like the mixed race woman with the purple
Oh
dress.
yeah. Selena. She's
Yes,
so lovely. Yeah, yeah.
she's actually going to be on my radio show next month. We've actually spoken.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Love
So
lovely. Yeah.
get to talk to her as well. So that'll be amazing. It's another connection there. There you go. All
Mm,
right. But anyway, I will let you go now, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you've probably got a million things you'd rather be doing.
no,
But
like life things. Going to the dentist.
oh, fair enough. But like again, Katie, thank you so much for just talking to me. I really appreciate your time. You've been lovely,
Aw,
amazing, and I can't
likewise.
believe this actually happened. And just do me one little favor. Do you just put a good word in for Mike if he wants to have a little chat? Just in case.
Yeah, I
You know,
will.
yeah, because
Busy person, but
exactly, indie
next time
filmmaker
I
right
see.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, but like I said, if there's anything you need me to do as well to help you, just give me a bell and I'll be there. So no worries.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Have a lovely day in LA, and I will speak to you hopefully again sometime very soon.
Great. Sounds lovely.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Reese. Thank you. Bye bye.